Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. Today I'm going to do an unboxing for what a lot of people would call a modern classic, Roll for the Galaxy by Rio Grande Games. This is a 2014 game. Let's open it up and see what's inside the box. So I don't really know too much about Roll for the Galaxy or Race for the Galaxy. I haven't played either one. I know, at least I've heard, Race for the Galaxy and San Juan kind of came about in the same time and with some of the same creators sort of separating in the process. I really like the card game San Juan, but I also really like dice games. And with Race for the Galaxy, I think being somewhat similar to San Juan, I wasn't too interested. But I've heard a lot of great things about Roll for the Galaxy, and a lot of people even saying Roll for the Galaxy kind of killed Race for the Galaxy for them. And because I love dice games, I really wanted to give it a shot. I found it on eBay at a really good price, brand new. You can see it's still in shrink. So let's open it up and see what's inside. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of dice. As I mentioned, this is a game from 2014, so it's a little bit older, but I also know that a lot of people would consider this, I guess, in some ways kind of a modern classic, a standard game for a lot of people. And so I'm excited to give it a shot. It says here on the box it's for 2 to 5 players, about 45 minutes to play, and for ages 14 and up. And on the back it says build empires in space with dice. Roll for the Galaxy is a dice game of building space empires. 7 different types of custom dice represent your workers. Each round, roll and assign them to develop new technologies, settle worlds, and ship goods. Can you build the most prosperous space empire? Roll and find out. All right, let's open it up and see what's in here. The art on the cover is really cool. Got someone welding on the outside of a ship. We've got this crazy sci-fi dice on the top. Alright, so we got our Rio Grande Games pamphlet here. Some punch boards. Looks like some of the pieces are already punching out themselves. So different worlds, I think, and maybe some starting cards. I've watched a couple of videos just to kind of get an idea if it was something that I would enjoy before I invested in it. And it did sound like a lot of fun. And I think that these dual tiles are ones you start with. And then I know some of these are world building, and I think some are skills kind of that you're developing and gaining throughout the game. And I think these are the center ones that sort of guide what skills or what activities or actions are taken each round. So lots of things to punch out here. And we've got our rule book. The rule book looks pretty short. It seemed like a fairly straightforward game from the couple of quick videos that I watched, just reviewing it and giving kind of a brief overview. Some fine points at the end. I like the Q&A there at the end. That's nice. This is good. I like this in the back. Frequently overlooked rules and dice face tile distributions. It's nice to have that kind of handy on the back of that book. And then lots more punch boards. Wow. Oh, maybe they're not all punch boards. Let's see. Yeah, I think they are. They're just connected together. Duals. It's interesting. I haven't seen punch boards like this before where they're connected together too, as well. Looks like here's some more of those tiles, as well as maybe some counter tokens. I think maybe victory points, if I remember right from the videos I watched. And these are much thinner, so these must be the little game boards. This looks like where you're keeping track of how much money you have and then which worlds and skills you have. And then these, I think, are how you keep track of which of these different skills or actions you're going to be taking. And here's the rest of those. These are like the stand-up boards, so to kind of shield your actions, because you roll the dice and then you actually decide how you're going to place those dice on different actions. And so this player shield is nice, and it's got all the things that you could do during your turn in the back. And here's the rest of the player shields here and the rest of the player boards. Looks like there's a couple extra baggies in here for storing some of those things. And then here's the dice. Lots of dice. Oh, these aren't in the Ziploc. These are in some kind of other baggie. I'll put some of those underneath the close-up camera here in a second. It's a little surprising to me. They're much smaller. I thought they were full-size dice based on the way it looked in the videos I watched, but these look smaller. So either it's a different version or they just looked larger on the video than they actually are. They do look pretty cool though. And then a very large bag. I think this is for the tiles because you draw the tiles out randomly. Here's one of those tiles that already self-popped out. And then we've got our cups for rolling the dice. Nice. So let's take a look at a few of these dice and maybe a few of the tiles under the close-up camera. So these are some of the things that you find in the game. A little bit more of a close-up. We've got our victory point tokens up here. We've got our starting faction tiles here. So everyone would start with a particular faction. And there's a fair number of them here in the box. I think there's 9 different ones. Each one gives you different starting features and then different special abilities. So you can see the imagery that's on these. These are not double-sided, so there's just the 9. But still, 9 gives you a fair bit of replayability, I think. And I believe in the corner these are something about the victory points, maybe? I'm not sure. I know the diamond usually means something about development, and the circle means something about worlds. So I have to learn more about that. But there's the 9 starting factions. And then these are the tiles that go in the middle of the board to just show which ones of the actions are live for every round. And so I think this one's explore, and this one's development, and this one's maybe advancing your world or something like that. This is something to do with goods, and this is, I think, shipping those goods. And so the actions become live when someone chooses them. And then these are the development and world tiles. And the starting tiles, I think, have this little grayish black color on the corner. So there's 9 of those. And they have the solid back like this. But then all of the other ones are dual-sided. And there are a lot. I just have a handful here. There's maybe 3 or 4 times more than what I'm showing. But one side on all of them is a world and one side's a development. So there's, it looks like maybe 40 or so, 50 tiles maybe, I'm not sure. And they're all double-sided, so lots of variability with different worlds and different developments in those worlds that you can create worlds to explore and developments to advance as you create your space. All right, so going kind of quick, not showing a ton of detail, but just wanted to get a feel for what some of those world and development tiles look like. And then these are for each individual player. And this is where you would put your dice down, decide, do I explore, do I develop, do I settle a different world, do I produce goods, or do I ship the goods? And you just put your dice by each one. You also have this dictator event that you can choose once per round as well, as I believe I understand the rules. And these are just 2-sided. I'm not sure why they need to be 2-sided, but it's kind of handy against it. You would never have it upside down. And then the other thing that goes for each player, besides those shields that I already showed, are the player boards that track your credits. This is the citizenry section where you keep your dice, and then this is where you would put the tiles for the developments you're working on and the worlds you're exploring. And so there's one for each of the players. And then the dice. Obviously the focus of the game, and they come in different colors, and each color has a different function, and there's also different probabilities. The white ones are the home dice, the red ones are military, the purple ones are consumption, the blue ones are novelty, the brown ones are rare elements, the green ones are genes, and the yellow ones are alien technology. So those are some of the things you find in the box for Roll for the Galaxy. So there you have it. This is what comes in the box of Roll for the Galaxy. One thing I didn't show on the close-up before are these little credit markers. I didn't actually discover them until I was digging through the box and pulling out these little dice cups. The dice cups are also pretty cool. Each one has these different embossings on them. There's like the shipping emblem, and then there's the goods emblem, and I think that's development and explore. So it's kind of cool how they not only come in the colors for the different characters, but also have some just nice little design features in them. So lots of tiles, lots of dice. Looks like lots of fun. Hopefully this video has been helpful and informative for you. If you've enjoyed it, I'd love it if you'd click on that like button down below. And it'd be great if you'd subscribe to the channel, maybe even hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I put out future videos. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. This is Bill, Indiana, signing off.